Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gaming by Geeks channel. My name is Adam and today I'm back with episode 3 of my Transport Tycoon series. Today I'd like to expand a little bit more on my little rail setup that I've got going on here. I've tried to make it certainly a British two-way train system, and I think it just needs to be expanded upon a little bit. There's probably more I can add. I can add more. Certainly can add more trains if I wanted to. The line has capacity for quite a lot of trains, but also I want to add more stations. I want to get all these stations here that are near New Withatton-on-Sea, get them all connected up as well. Perhaps get the this little farm here using these lines, and they can share lines, and that can come down here somehow, which is very real life. That's what happens. So let's do some of that. So I think firstly, because of the sheer volume of passengers here, let's get some more local trains added. So there's a lot of little stations that I can get into a line. There's quite a few. There's even a bigger one over there. So I'll probably do a similar sort of line like this, but this time perhaps just a single line rather than a larger double one. For no real reason, these towns are much smaller, so they won't require such a large volume of trains. So let's crack on. What is the year actually? 1959. So we've got a few years yet before the electrified railway comes in. That'll be a whole upgrade project. Luckily it's quite easy to upgrade. There's an extra button which probably goes about there, which lets you just sort of, oh no, is it this one there? Oh yeah, convert upgrade. Yeah, you can literally do that and it will upgrade. So, but I'll show you what that's about when we get to nearer the time. So to start off with, let's do kind of a loop here. Melbury, Runhall, Old Dunbridge, Standor and Malgrove End. Now Standor up here is going to be tricky because it's all the way up the hill. So is it worth doing? Maybe not. Maybe I'll just focus on these 4 in a loop with New Withatton-on-Sea over here. So let's find some suitable places for stations. So we want a single track. Should I do 5 length? Should I do smaller? If I do 5 length, then as the towns grow, I can accommodate more. So maybe I should stick with 5 length. So it's just a case of where to put them. Obviously I want to get as many people as possible, so as close to the middle as possible is ideal. But at the same time you also don't want them to be too close to other stations. If I put it over here, for example, it would be very close to Runhall, and therefore you don't earn as much money because they're very close. So if I put that one, what do you reckon, there or there? Set back a bit. Not that one. That one doesn't accept goods. That's just passengers and mail. So that accepts goods as well. So it's obviously a little bit more. So I'll chuck it there. Now, as I've done before, I also want to quickly get rail in before the town expands and takes up the spaces that I was going to use to put my rail. There we go. Pop one there too. So now I need one at Old Dunbridge. Now, do I put one? Oh. Do I put one down the side here, or over the back? Or actually, no. Look, that there's got to be the best place. It gives pretty much the whole town. So let's join these two. Like that. And you know what, shall I see if I can get it to come around the back here of the town somehow, but it won't fit through that little gap, will it? It won't fit through. I need to, oh, that was the wrong, oh no, you know, it worked out in the end. These people are going to have noisy gardens. So if I do that, go a little bit more, doesn't it? So I'll try and keep the track away, otherwise it will, or could potentially hamper the growth of the town a tiny bit. Right, now that that is done, let's look at this station at Malgrove End. I think I'll go with a similar sort of thing, but I'll just pop that one there. That gets most of the town, doesn't it? That's good to me. Now it's just a case of joining up that one there with this one over here. Let's do this. It's got to go down the hill, isn't it? Because that's on the lower level. So I've got most of my loop. Now all I've got to do is get these to join up. So this one's going to have to go around the back of the farm. Not necessarily the best spot I've ever chosen. And down the hill. And what I can do here is have similar thing to this, but instead of double route, it'll just be one will be in and the other one will be out. So this one will have to go to this line here. I'll sort the signals out in a moment. This one has to bend back on itself a little bit. There we go, and there's my loop. So it can come out of the new Whithatton-on-Sea station. I suppose it doesn't matter too much which way it goes, but it go to Melbury, Runnel, Old Dunbridge, Malgrove End, and then back again, and then it will repeat. So let's get some trains on the go. Oh, actually no, I've got some signals out, sorry. So first, let's remove these two. So which way first? Should we say Malbury first? So it will be like that and like that. That way the trains can come in this way, but they can't come in this way. And the one-way signals will enforce them to go only one way. That's totally the wrong button. So let's just put some signals in. You know what, that will probably go there a little bit, space them out a bit more. Now, annoyingly, I've got a thing here, so there'll be a little bit of a gap between the station and this signal. Not the end of the world. I don't envision this being a massively busy line, at least for the time being. Let's move that one forward. So this one can just be straight in. That'll do. One there, one front there. That's just a case of putting these down random spots almost. Oops. Me and my fantastic mouse skills. You can tell it's early in the morning, can't you? One more there. Okay, so now I've got another little one-way loop. Let's get some trains on it. So we need a depot, and I shall pop that there. I'm going to need a train. Now, I could start off with something like this, but they're very slow is the issue with that. I mean, well, I suppose it's the same speed as the others, unless I go for one of the faster ones. And they're very cheap. So let's grab one of these to start off with, and let's see what it's capable of. Does it make a profit? Is it any good? You can get going whilst I'm building your orders. Now it's a very small train this, but you can expand it. But I'll start off with just the basic 76 passengers, because these stations aren't very big. They shouldn't get too many people. So let's see what happens here. Let's hit that fast forward. You know what? Nothing's going to happen here, is it? Because these are all empty stations. There's been no train here yet. So let's forward it through so he visits all the stations. Now, how many passengers do we have? 100, 100, 50, 30. And Melbury was the first one, so that would have the most. I think it can quite easily I can either duplicate the train as is, or maybe have the exact same train but with an extra passenger carriage. So let's do that. Let's add another passenger carriage to carry an extra 40 people. That will help keep New Withassen-on-Sea down. Plus all of the others will be a little happier too. Keep those ratings up. Remember, you want to keep the ratings as high as you can to keep the passengers happy. So like Mangrove End over here, 70, that's a respectable amount considering. I mean, this one here is already making a bit of a profit. It's going to be fairly consistent, I'd say. I may be wrong, but I imagine it'll do alright. Yeah, 9, 10. We're only halfway through the year already, so that's looking like a 20 grand a year or so profit. We've got a new diesel locomotive, so that could be interesting, especially for the coal thingy. Where is my coal thing? It was down here, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. How's that doing? How's this train? Is this train... So it's only 10 years old. Of course, we've only been playing the game for 10 years, as it were. And yeah, look at that. 48 grand so far this year. 56 grand last year. That's turning a healthy profit. And that's visible from the... from my finance screen here. You can see that my trains are easily the most profitable. Planes not too far behind. Road vehicles, they're very small, but I'm more than happy with that profit that it's making. So I think we're doing extremely well. Or profit, this is revenue, sorry. But yeah, it's going to be fairly similar. Yeah, if you take out the construction, doing extremely well. £300,000 a year profit, 500,000. This year's going to be even higher. Oh, look, there's a rival plane coming into my territory. Oh, he's doing alright, look, £133,000, all on his own. But let's have a quick look at my your competitors compared to me. So at the moment I'm doing not too well. I'm obviously better than Findine Transport, which is the newest one. They still have an absolutely massive loan of 500,000, so they're still very much in the startup area. But Whitport Transport are absolutely smashing it, so I have to up my game. So let's look at the next thing I can do. Right, I'm going to have a little scout around, see if there's any really nice placements here that could do with something. So I had a little look around and decided I think the best thing for me at the moment would be to just expand what I've currently got at the moment, and just to see if I can make things, you know, more efficient or more profitable. So I'm just looking to see which one of these is doing better. It seems to be that the smaller one is doing better. I think the reason behind that is that it's not so heavy, therefore it's able to go that little bit faster, and therefore earn slightly higher amounts of money. But I may be wrong. I've got to wait obviously for a full year, so this doesn't help, does it? Let's stop you. Yeah, he's going to clear out a fairly decent portion of the passengers there, and this one behind it's not going to get any. So these two need spreading out a bit. Obviously when these towns all grow a little bit more and there's plenty of passengers, it's not so much of an issue, and there'll be multiple trains there anyway. So let's let you go around a bit and then you can go. So what I was thinking is I've expanded this one a little bit. I was thinking about for the farm here, which I did mention at the beginning. And it's definitely an idea. Let's give that a go. Let's see how that will work here. So the farms go directly to the factory. So let's build a second line. Now for these two it won't matter which one goes in which platform. They're all the same, so any train can take any platform as long as it can get to where it needs to go. So this train obviously already has the line. It's going to be forced to pass through stations, not a big problem. There are some things I can do to aid that as well. So let's dump in a platform for it. Now here's a problem. New Whithatton-on-Sea is refusing to allow me to build a station because it sees that my services have been very poor, and that's because my ratings are very poor. So I have a few options. I can just wait and see if they, you know, cheer up a little bit and realise that I'm doing better and I've got more trains coming in now. Yeah, see that my passengers is going up into good occasionally, so they may change their mind, but that's a time thing. The other option is, of course, I can try to bribe them. So for 1.1 million, that's half of my money. I could get that up one level to poor. That's not necessarily going to be worth it because it's, well, as I say, it's half my money. It's too much to risk. So I'm not going to do that after all. More trains becoming available. So what else can I get to this factory to increase goods production? what do we have around here? Do we have any other farms? We've got this one here, and we've got that one up there. Either one of those will do. Let's have a look. 40 and 40 and 88 and 12. I mean, it's all much of a muchness really, so let's not worry about which one. You know what, let's just do both. So I need to get a station from here. I'm going to plop it behind my my competitor, who's not doing too well, and that can join here. Make sure I put the signal in as well. There we go, and we'll put a depot at the end as well, even though there's one over here. It doesn't hurt to have another one at the end. So this farm is 50-50-ish, so not a big issue in terms of which cargo we take. Is it worth me going for a diesel train? It does look it, doesn't it? These are similar prices. In fact, is that now cheaper? 3,000 a year, 4,000 a year, 5, 4. So it's now actually cheaper to have a diesel train, which is, looks like, more powerful. Reliability is very low though. Oh, hold on, now we've just got a new one that we can add to it. Again, reliability is low, but it's massively more powerful, massively faster. So, but the reliability of the Hendry is going up. So let's take a gamble. It's not the end of the world if they are a bit rubbish. So I need some livestock fans. So let's get, I don't know, let's start off with 3 and 3. And we can tweak that as we go along. And then go to you. Now obviously the first time there's going to be nothing there, so he's going to stop. He's going to trigger the farm to start producing, and that should start appearing in the station. There we go. Now I need to keep my eye. I suspect I'll end up with more livestock. Obviously, as you can see, it is going to produce more. So let's fast forward until it comes back. So at the moment it's barely full. It's no problem. So let's tell it to, at Dunhaven Valley, let's go full load, any cargo. So as long as one of the two is full, either livestock or grain, it will then disappear off. It won't wait for the other one to be fully loaded as well. So that will arrive here at the factory. As you can see here, it accepts grain and livestock as well as the steel. So that should get there. It'll unload its tiny load and head back off again, back to the station. Now obviously, because he actually had something to unload, and the fact that it had something meant that it was slower, means that the station up here has had a little bit more time to get some stuff in. So it may well it may have a little bit more than it did the first time round. So it carries 75 and 90, so it's definitely going to be no problem. Now it's going to sit there, it's going to get filled up. It got filled up pretty quickly. It does break down a lot, this one, doesn't it? Oh look, now we're back down. It's actually reduced its production a little bit, but that's going to help the goods train. a little bit more because it's got two sources of income now for goods, and will therefore make more profit, as well as the train itself will be making more profit. So this one shouldn't make 10,999, it should make more than that at the end of the year. I'll leave it at 3.3. That seems to be a bit of a sweet spot, really, I think. I will come back to that and check it out later. In the meantime, I can get this one here, which has a lot of grain, not so much livestock. Let's get that one going as well. So that needs to come up. What I'll do is I will take it across the water with a bridge and then loop it around, and it can join here somewhere. So let's find a nice sweet spot for the bridge. Obviously you want it to be as small as possible. Let's put a couple of these on the ends. Let's have that go up that way. I suppose it could, if I really wanted, have it come into the back of the station and have signals at either end. So whichever way a train is coming in, the other one will stop. That is an option, but it's not my preferred way of doing things. So what I prefer to do is this sort of configuration, like that. So any train can go to any platform. And let's just join you up. There we go. Ooh. Again, depot at the end. New train. Let's go with that Hendry again because he's cheap, but you know, a bit unreliable. But the reliability is going up. It's now 60%. It was 50 when we started. So as it's being used, it is increasing. I'm looking for the farm one. Right. So this has very little livestock. So I'll do one livestock van, and then 4 grain ones. So let's set you off going, and you go to there. So you've now stopped there. Let's forward through time. And there's quite a bit, 102. Did I put enough grain on here? Yeah, it's got 120. So that should be alright, which it is. Let's let that go off again, come back. As long as it's less than 120 and 25, which I believe it was. This train, I think I've got that spot on really, haven't I? I'll take that. That wasn't a bad guess. And so that one's going to be quite happy, that one. We'll let that one go. Let's see what else we can do here. We've got these two doing alright. This train isn't getting overwhelmed in any way. In fact, it's quite underwhelmed. In cases like this, it may even be worth taking some of the carriages away, because each carriage does actually have a weight. Which it doesn't show on there, and obviously that adds to the total train weight, which makes it even slower. So, you know, iron ore hopper that weight 19 tons. That always sounds like there's a train crashing, and it's not. It's just breaking down. So let's put you in there. No, I'm not going to sell them right now because I might need to add them later, but if I just take off, say, 3, send it back out. Now obviously you already had some on there, so That was just a formality. 50%. Yeah, so it's, even now it's still only half full, smidgen over. But now it's also, what, almost 60 tonnes lighter. So in theory it should be able to, it won't go any faster, but it should be able to get to top speed faster, and therefore get here quicker, and therefore give me more profit on the same cargo. So that one's an efficiency upgrade. Now the other thing I noticed is that there's 2 more iron ore mines down here. Not as big as the others. The other 2, which are, that's 50 and 80. These are 40 and 60. Not a huge difference. But either way, I can also get these added in and have these deliver. So let's add those on as well. So I could be clever about this. Like I say, hills are bad, so let's get rid of the hills. I've got the money and it's not a problem because this is not too expensive. So you and you, these 2 join together, and pretty much a straight line here, isn't it? Look at that. That was perfectly lined up there. Now for this one, I will join it like, oh, that's not terrible, isn't it? Like that, with lights so that whichever one, only one train can be in there at any one time. And let's bang out another one. So another with you, and this time I'll go with 6 carriages. I don't know if that's going to be the right amounts, but we'll start off with that. Again, that speed up thing. Now what will happen is this one will actually stop here on the way back. So he'll pick up there, which he's doing. Then he'll mosey on, pick up at Cess Table Mines, and then he'll go back to Subi Cross and pick up the little bit there. So Subi Cross will probably always have slightly better ratings as it gets 2 stops compared to the 1. And that's fine because it has slightly higher output. So what was he, 60-something% there I saw? I could probably take one of those carts off. Again, save another 19 tonnes. So let's let him get in. I'll let it unload, and then I will send it in to the depot. Once he's in the depot and stopped, that will allow the little steam train one to come in. I'll take one of those off, and now I believe I can actually just say go, and because of the pathfinding system it won't actually immediately go until that train has got through this signal. Let's see. Yes, perfect. Right, let's let him disappear. Let's keep my eye on him this time because he's been sat there for a little bit longer and those mines obviously were busy. 138, 143, 143, look at that, spot on. Yeah, I'm getting good at this. So now, this, oh look, there's a, it's not too close, but just a little demonstration as to how these two will share the platform. So not only is that train going to be making money, which it is, 14 grand already, the steel train will also now make more money because it's getting more steel, because it's getting more iron ore, and that will mean the goods train here will get more money because it's getting more steel. So, you know, it's one of those ones that it sort of snowballs. Everyone earns more because there's more of everything. So it's a nice way of getting the profits to go up all at the same time. Now, who's going to wait here? Goods train is going to have to wait. I'm hoping that at some point soon the electrified railway will open up and I can start getting some electric trains down. What are we? 1964. It shouldn't be too much longer now, should it? I have to admit, I actually don't know when that'll be. So I want to see if my steam trains will last long enough so that I can, when I have to renew them, they can go straight to an electric train. So hopefully in the next, 6 years this train's got left before it's too old. Really don't know when that'll be. Well, look, here's an example of things where, you know, we haven't been sending oil to this oil refinery. There's nowhere near any oil rigs, therefore it's going to close down. Supply problems for steel mill, it's exactly the same. And this happens all the time. You see these things disappear because, you know, supposedly no one's using them. Got anything else of any interest? I mean, that coal mine was pathetic anyway. Steel mill, new oil rig being constructed. More new oil rigs. So we're getting to the age that oil rigs are coming in. We've got a new steel mill just being built. That's not helpful because there's no iron ore anywhere near it. Oh, there's one down there. So sometimes it's worth keeping your eye on the news. We've got banks. Banks are in towns. It's these green roofed ones, and they have valuables. They're always quite tricky because you can pretty much, not necessarily always, but most of the time only use vehicles because they're often slap bang in the middle of a more often than not larger towns. I'm kind of surprised that there's actually two here that are close together that are smaller towns. So let's take advantage of that. I want a cargo depot there and a cargo depot there. And I need to build a road to join these two towns together. And put it in the depot. See, that was a prime example where transparent buildings came in handy, because you can't see exactly what is behind here. So I turn on transparent buildings, and now I can see there was a perfect spot there. Okay, let's get this last one, and I think that will have to be this episode ending, as it's been long enough. So armoured trucks are the ones that take valuables. So let's do Lewiston to Sedin. Set him off. Right, something went a bit wrong there. There we go. I misclicked there. So let's see, Sedin, Lewiston. Oh, look at that! Look at the amount of valuables there. There's time. Bearing in mind this truck can only take like, what, 12 is it? 12 bags of valuables, and there's already up in the hundreds. Then yeah, let's get cloning. And I'm going to make another as well. Just let that one get a suitable distance. Cool. Right, I think that is enough for episode 3. We've made some some nice improvements. We've got this new valuable truck thing going on. We've got the improved passenger lines. We've got all sorts of stuff we've managed to get done today. Look at this lot. This is all kind of like one joined up system. So I think that's pretty awesome. So we'll leave that there for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you like these videos, please give me a like. If you really like these videos, please hit subscribe. That way you don't miss any new videos that are coming up. Also, if you're into Minecraft, I do have a Minecraft episode come out every day, or near enough every day when these episodes aren't coming up. So do give those a watch if you're interested. I've got a huge series that's already 30 episodes in, so feel free, go back to the very beginning and watch from the beginning. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.